Hello everyone, good evening, good morning, good afternoon. There's a lot of construction going on, so I'm going to try and talk over all of the trucks. So I would like to talk about self-esteem and why it is critical, and I mean absolutely critical to many areas of your life, including but not limited to your career, your romance, and then that's pretty much all I'm thinking about right now, career and romance, because romance goes and turns into family. Career goes and turns into wealth and success and contentment. So I'm so into self-esteem because no one can tell me that I'm not good enough for something. No one can tell me that I can't do a job, because I already know that inside of me, I already know that I can. Now, this goes for every aspect of our lives, and I need to talk to you guys about this. Why? Because people are really struggling in this area. I see it everywhere. I see it in my job a lot with my clients, of course, because they have been stereotyped, ostracized, and then controlled by the government. And then I see it a lot in my life with people. People who are stuck in the mentality that they're not good enough. They're stuck in the mentality that they cannot be happy and they cannot achieve success. These are all lies. These are all illusions. And it's basically just false information. And I'm going to break it down for a couple of different things because I find it to be absolutely essential. And that is because if I did not have a self-esteem and I was not completely 300% confident within myself, I would be slipping up a lot. And guess what? I cannot slip up because I don't have the person, the backbone person, like, to back me up. I don't have the person to call if something goes wrong. However, I am starting to meet people now again. It's been years. It's been years of me doing it by myself. I am starting to meet people who are making the mark. They're making the cut. They're stepping up. And if you're stepping up and you're walking the walk, then we can talk, okay? If you're not walking the walk and you're not putting in your work and you're not doing your self-work and your self-love and self-development work that you need to do to pull your end of the weight, we can't talk. There's no conversation, okay? So let's go and let's start with career, and then we're gonna shift into romance. So the reason why you have to be so confident and to the point that you're bragging about yourself, to the point that because you have the actions to back it up, to the point that you have a laundry list of jobs that you've had. I worked in dry cleaners. I worked in cafes in random parts of Boston, in random parts of Reading, random bars, bussing tables, busting my ass at these like fancy restaurants, bussing their tables, bussing the bar back, doing the bar back, and just job after job. Like it's so many, cleaning, catering, helping old people in their homes, like home health care, sales. I mean, the list really does go on because I also did work in institutions and I worked in women's centers and I did environmental science stuff. I mean, the list goes on. And why? It's because I know that it takes hard work. That this life takes hard work, dedication, consistency. And that has to stand true in all areas of your life. It's not just in your career. It's also in your health and wellness and your romance. You can't just, work for 1 year and then you're done, or do a diet for 1 week and then you're done. No, it needs to be a consistent effort and a consistent focus, which is going to be bringing your self-esteem that's inside of you out into your real life to make it a reality for yourself. There's people in this world that would kill to have a job. They would actually kill somebody to get a job. And they would do anything. And I'm not talking about, we're not talking about human trafficking or sex trafficking or any type of sex work. I'm not talking about that dirty, disgusting, low-level stuff. I'm talking about working with your hands in a place or for someone, or doing something like building houses, or just doing something so that you can so that you can work and make money, okay? It's just the point blank simple. So I get so fired up because people don't want to work, and then they want a handout from people. It's not just people on my block, it's also my clients. They're looking for handouts. They're looking for, they're literally looking for handouts. And I would never ask for any kind of thing. I would never ask for one thing. Because why? Because I work to make sure that I have it for myself. No matter what happens to me, I know that I'm good. And that takes a lot of fucking work. A lot of time, consistent hard work, overtime. Any single time that anyone called out, guess who filled in for them? I took everybody's hours. I took everybody's clients. I took over the whole thing. Like, I pretty much took over all of Philly County for the social work aspect in my population. So we're not talking about me. We're talking about the fact that we have to use and harness our self-esteem as if it was a resource, as if it was something inside of you that you have to bring out. I get really upset with people because they act like our Father in the heavens is not doing enough for them, and they act like, oh, they cry, they whine, they complain, but they don't want to put the work in. I'm telling you that if I did not have a job and I got fired tomorrow, you better believe. Now, I could take a couple months off because I've worked so hard that I have savings to accommodate myself, rather, for traveling, for taking time off if I need to take some time off. Like, I'm getting older now. I want to, I want to have a family in my life. I had a fucked up family, and I want to have a good family for myself, and have a regular life. Like, any ounce of normalcy would be great at this point. So I get so fired up because people don't want to put their money where their mouth is. And they don't want to get down and dirty and get their working clothing on and show up on time and play ball. Like, there are no complainers. There are no excuses in my life. Let's put it this way. When you have a high self-esteem and you have a high work ethic, they kind of go together, right? So because I have a high self-esteem and because I have a high work ethic, not only nothing can bring me down, but nothing can throw me off course, because I've built a foundation of stability for myself that not even a devastating accident could throw me off. However, I don't have health insurance, but that I go for faith on that type of stuff. I'm really faithful and really, like, I really believe that Papa up top has my back hardcore, and he'll only let minor things happen to me, like getting stitches or getting cut because I'm doing something reckless, like cutting open a coconut drunk, or, you know, just one of those things that you do that's a little crazy, but you do it because you're fun and cool and because you're living your life, dude. Like, you're living life. So if I'm cutting a coconut, you know, whatever, I cut my hand really bad, I get stitches. Like, he's not, Papa up top is not going to get me into a fatal car accident or anything like this. Like, I just know it. But if something did happen like that and you live in a good enough city, like Philly is a good enough city with enough money that I can go to the clinics for emergency care. I know some doctors personally that work in Philly that I could also go to that, like, I wouldn't have to pay in full. But otherwise, it would obviously be like $20K, you know, or more for one of those emergency surgeries. We're not talking about emergency accidents. I'm talking about working hard enough and believing in yourself enough to know that you're going to be okay. Because you're putting in your work to know that you're going to be okay. Because you're actually applying yourself every single day. I don't care if it's for your purpose or for it, or if it's just to get by. You have to put in the effort. I have people who walk down my block. They're not homeless. They're homeowners. And they ask me for stuff. I give it to them. They ask again. I give it to them again. They keep asking. Now we're at the 7th time. This is now the 7th time. Now I start to have a problem. Now I start to ask, what's up with your life? What's up with your job? What's the deal? What's going on? I'm working every day. I'm not your personal bank account. I'm not your personal ATM. Don't get it twisted. No, I don't have anybody to call if I need $5. So get it together. This is Get It Together 2018, people. You need to do what you need to do to get yourself together, to make it happen for you. That means going across the city and taking one bus and then 2 trains to get to your job. I did this in Boston, and I was a full-time student. And then working part-time sales. I would get done with class. I would take a bus. I would take a train to a bus. And then I would take that bus into my destination. And then into my destination, I would walk to my office. So you need to put in the work. My other time, I was commuting 2 hours one way. My sister in New York City commutes 2 hours one way. Don't get it twisted. Just because I have these gold chains on, nobody handed the stuff to me. I worked for it. What are you talking about? All right, I'm going to start to get a little hype, and I'm going to get a little too critical here. So I'm going to catch myself, and we're going to move on to the next one, which is romance. This one gets me pretty good because now we're talking about people who are dating, and they're in the dating world. They're putting themselves out there. I've had 3.5 serious relationships. The 0.5 stands for the liar, the Haitian liar. If I ever saw him again, he's in Haiti now. If I ever saw that dude again, you better believe it's a done deal. And you know what I mean by done deal, right? Okay, I don't have to say much more. It's mostly men. Oh no, sorry, it's not. It's everybody. It's everybody across the board. If you don't have a self-esteem, you're gonna run into problems. And they're not going to be that other person's problems. So for example, we have someone who doesn't have, okay, they have a confidence about them. They have confidence in themselves for like business and family and culture and religion. And they have a firm foundation of all of those things. But they don't have a self-esteem about the way that they look. And they don't think that they're good enough on the outside for some reason, okay? They have not accepted themselves externally yet. I did a video on that. Accepting yourself externally is critical. Accepting yourself internally and externally are both critical when we're talking about growth, success, and wealth. So, in the romance world, I have seen and been through it all. I've lived with my significant others. I haven't been through it all, actually. I lied, because I haven't been married yet or engaged to, or I didn't have any kids yet. So I know all of the dirt before marriage. Let's just put it that way. Because I'm not going to get married unless it's a done deal, for life, forever type deal. If it's not forever and it's not well-rounded and it's not the full package deal, I don't want anything to do with it. And I've gotten to that point with my self-esteem and with my confidence because I went through all of the other bullshit already. So you see, you get pushed to a point where you can no longer go backwards, and you can no longer make, it's not sacrifices, that's not the word. You can no longer like cut corners and compromise. You can no longer make compromises for the other person because you already have your full self-esteem intact. You already have your career, your education, your emotional well-being. Your health and wellness is on fleek. You're good. You got it. You don't need anybody. You don't need mom, dad. You don't need... The only person you need is Papa up top in the heavens. That's the only guy that I need, okay? And, there's nobody else, and that's okay. I'm trying to tell you guys that the self-esteem needs to be there, because when there is no, when your self-esteem is flaking and it's dwindling, that's where you're going to start to come up with bullshit excuses. I cannot stand people who complain, and I cannot stand people who make up excuses. I have a couple right now that some of my clients, okay? Neither of them are working enough. Neither of them are putting in their effort, and neither of them are being able to live a free life because of it. They have in their heads that, oh, we have to still have time for couples time, and oh, we still have to, the job has to be this, and it has to be that, and it has to have benefits, and yada yada. No, I don't think so. If you have been out of work for over 2 months, and you know you're struggling, it's called Dunkin' Donuts. Like, I would have already been working there 2 weeks ago if it were me, because I'm not going to allow myself to fall. I'm not going to allow myself to complain. I'm not going to allow myself to make an excuse about my circumstance. No, you rise above your circumstance. I don't give two shits about your circumstance. You get up, you put your outfit on, you get your braids on, you do whatever you need to do to get there, get yourself there. And for romance, it's the same deal. It's the same thing. It's like these people are making these they're complaining about not having a good enough thing and yada yada. Well, then get them out of your life. There's the door. Like, bye. If they're not cutting it and you're not making the cut, well, you're kicked off the team. I mean, isn't that how it goes in sports? If you don't make the cut, you're not on the team. It's point blank simple. So I do that with my dating world too, because there's a lot of people who think that they can mess around. I had an Eagles player. He thinks he can mess around. That's cool. Bye. I don't care about your multi-million-dollar deal, bro. Bye. A basketball player who wants to play around. There's no games here. This is not a game. So again, bye. I don't care if you're 6'5". This one was 6'8". I don't care if you're 7'5". You're goodbye. If you're not gonna make the cut, you need to get the fuck out. And yes, I will swear up and down all my videos. The more, psychologically speaking, honest people do swear. And I'm sorry if it's a cuss and yada yada and you want to act like it's all pure and you want to act like you're all perfect. Okay, cool. That's cool. That's not me. I'm hype. I'm a passionate person. I burn with fire on the inside, okay? And I help people as if I was helping my own. I treat people as if they were of my own. Brothers and sisters, everything. So when we're talking about the romance and we're talking about women and men who think that they can play around, and like these dudes on my page who are like, oh, like just saying disgusting things. Men who treat women like objects, women who treat men like a bank account. This type of stuff only speaks to low self-esteem. Women who wear really skimpy, scandalous type outfits, self-esteem problem. Guys who have to have multiple luxury cars, but they don't own a house and they don't take care of themselves, and and their houses are dirty and stuff like this, and they're not working hard enough. Self-esteem problem, because you're only looking about the surface. You're only concerned with what other people can see of you. You're not looking at what the depth of your character is. And the one that gets me the worst is a man who comes up with an excuse as to why they can't make time for a woman. If you like a woman and you're into a woman, she's gonna know. She's gonna know, because you're going to go above and beyond. You're gonna be extra. You're going to be consistent. And you're going to be, making yourself available. You're gonna be focusing on getting your work done so much, and so that you can make time for her. If someone's not making time for me, it's a clear sign that you have to go off of actions, not words. So, for example, I'm just gonna give you a little taste tester, and we're gonna because I only tell you guys like 40%, 30% of my actual life, and people still can't even handle it. So with the Freemason thing, with the narcissists, with these celebrity people that I know, that I used to hang out with, like, you guys are so quick to judge and quick to jump down people's throats, and you don't even have your life together. So anyways, so there's this guy who like has everything on lock. Like, he's boss, okay? He is boss. He's king of the jungle. He's Mr. Businessman. He's Mr. Culture, well-traveled, multiple, bilingual, maybe trilingual, and, has it together, right? He has everything together except what? His self-esteem. And this makes it so that he thinks that I'm better than him. Like, he visually thinks that I'm better than him, and so he'll say undercutting things like, oh, you're blind, like, you must be blind, like, why would you ever want to be with someone like that looks like me, and stuff like that. And I'm just like, that's not cool. Why? Because I don't even look for looks like that. If I wanted looks like that, and I wanted money like that, and I wanted all those material objects like that, then I would have went for the Eagles player. You understand? I would have went for the NBA bullshit when I was with that basketball player. Like, no, I don't need the glitz and the glam. I already am a glamorous person. I can take care of myself from stuff from the dollar store. Like, I'm not, like, I know nice things, and I like nice things, but I'm not, let's just say I'm a humble person. I know what it takes, you know, like, I know that it's hard work, and I know that it can be hard out here, and that you can feel like you're really running on zero. Like, I feel like I need to make this video because my life right now, like, my battery on my life is running low. And I'm coming up against the end of a chapter where I'm gonna have to start a whole new chapter. And the self-esteem and the faith has to be intact 150%. I'm talking 300%. Everything needs to be there for you guys to bump yourself up. I don't want to hear any type of excuses. I don't want to hear, oh, I'm too busy, I can't hang out. That's called an excuse. Everyone's busy. And I work my ass off to better manage my time so that I do have time for myself, so I can actually have a life at the end of the day. And so that I can actually make myself a nice meal, take myself out to dinner. I literally take myself out to dinner. I don't give a shit. I don't have to go everywhere with somebody. What are you talking about? I've been alone for like 7 years. So I find it extremely powerful to be able to bring your self-esteem from your career and your romance life and bring it together and have an unstoppable self-esteem built into your character. And you know that you don't have, for my women out there, for my women and for my gay men out there, you do not have to lower yourself like this to be a prostitute and to sell your body. No. That's, for me, that's even the easy way out. That's an easy way out, and you're even gonna get sick and be dirty in the meantime. The real way to do it is to get your hands to work. Go to a job, knock on the door, door to door. Ask people if they have anybody, if they know anybody, if they need help with anything. You need to put yourself to work to raise your self-esteem, to create financial independence so that you will never have another excuse in your life. I think that it was the way that I was raised, I guess, because even full-grown adults come up to me with their little bullshit complaining problems of this happened to me, and then this happened to me, and this slave mentality, and this, what's it called, victimized mentality. I'm not into it. I'm not into it. I don't have time for it. Get a job, get it together. And I'm not talking about my homeless people. I love my homeless people. You guys need to understand that they need a little bit of assistance. If they're ready to work, they need to work. And you need to buy them a suit. And you need to take their clothing and go clean their clothes for them. They need the basics. When I see a homeless woman, I give her tampons. They need the basics of life. And there's many kids, there's many homeless kids too. And they don't necessarily need money. They need food, they need guidance, and they need self-esteem. So if anyone needs help with this, please email me. And I'm not going to date any of you guys from YouTube. Are you insane? All of you guys who are emailing me of all these things of, oh, you want to get together, and oh, you want to date, and oh, You want to be my boyfriend and yada yada. What are you talking about? Who are you talking about? Who are you talking to? You're a stranger online. If you watched any of my videos, you know that I don't fuck around. So get it together. Get it together 2018. Which part in your brain made you think that I was going to be able to date you from an email? Okay? Thank you guys. Love you so much. Hope you have a great day and a great weekend and whatever. Okay? Love you. Ciao.